Looking. Your favorite thing to be on video. Okay.
Of our Kauai, and my lovely Lisa McDonald is the other co-chair. We couldn't have a show like this without a juror who decides, and that's a tough job, deciding, because some people are going to be disappointed and some people will be happy. But I want to introduce this really special guy. His name is Richardson, and he's the executive director of the Hawaii Academy of Performing Arts and the Arts at Marks Garage in Honolulu. He's a very special person who's devoted to the arts, dedicated to artists, and dedicated and devoted to a woman named Ruby Rose. I think she was named after me. Welcome, Rich. And Rich is going to do a little walk and talk about his experience during the show.
Thanks, Roseanne Jones, thank you to Roseanne and Rob for putting me up on your beautiful island. I've had a great time. It's a great honor to be here. I feel like there's a huge percentage of people here that are tuned in to the environment and making a grand statement to the rest of the world about what we need to take care of. Right? And I'm so glad that gallery and just point out some of my the things that have really struck me without going through all 5 dozen pieces. And maybe hit on some things that just kind of resonate for me personally. And thank you so much for having me again. And maybe we can start right here. Is that okay? Objections? Anybody disappointed with that?
No, right there is fine.
Sally, do you have any questions? Did you throw something at me just now? When I turned around, did you throw something at me? Okay. So, I just want to point out some highlights on why I like them. And I'm just going to cruise around because I've looked at these pieces. Roseanne kept me locked in here. She bolted those doors shut with a kind of bicycle lock of some sort. And then she gave me like a half a cup of water and she made me jury this whole show. And it took 4 hours. So thank you, Roseanne, for that honor. I love this piece because of the kind of fleeting moment. It's kind of a mundane landscape perhaps, but she's taking a look at the world outside her quickly moving car, and it's not even on Kauai, I figured out later, but it's just a kind of piece of her journey, perhaps a cross-country trip where she's documenting a moment in time, and she's saying even this mundane kind of utility shed in the middle of Arizona is an important moment to me, and I want to share that with you. And I think that's a wonderful way for artists to communicate with each other and to other people is kind of across time and space. I'm enjoying this moment. Please enjoy it with me. And I enjoy that part of what I'm seeing there. And I'm going to keep spinning around, so if everybody can kind of tilt their heads around until it really, really hurts, and then we'll move on. I'm going to play guitar right here. Is that right? I love what I'm seeing here because only a painter can do this. I don't know what that sounded. It sounds like a monster. Is that a monster? Did they have one in the corner? I see a color that I've never seen before. Created perhaps by my voice. No. Created perhaps by the blending of colors and this kind of impression of a tree that I think I might know. It harkens up memories that I have of colors that are similar, but it's not going to be able to be done by any type of high-tech medium. It's only painting that can do this type of thing, and I really appreciate that technical or medium aspect of this piece. And so sanctified, religious, maybe spiritual space, and I think we need more of that appreciation of our environment as a place to feel peaceful, to feel serene, and I like the sedate, almost understated nature of that rock structure in the center that says, I'm not making a big deal of monumental sculpture here, I'm just calling your attention to the beautiful surroundings that you are a part of, and then the addition of color is amazing as well, so I really appreciate that work. My daughter and I went out and made her initial R out of red leaves as soon as I got back from Kauai on Honolulu, on green grass, because I thought this is a beautiful way to paint graphics on to nature, and we need to appreciate that, slow down, and take time and have fun with that. And I think this is the most important message that are working, that have birthdays, that have children, that have maybe jobs that are driving them crazy, but they're gone now. And we need to recognize that life is fleeting and that apple fire is sometimes short. And we can cut the cords and go on analog route. But I really like the slice of history that's not what you expect. It's the opposite of what you expect. So it takes you by surprise, and it also presents something that's very valuable to us all, I believe. Composition of the hard edge and soft edge, the organic and the manufactured aspects of this. It's kind of a see-through and then hard, flat surface juxtaposition. Everywhere I look at this, I see like opposites butted up against each other, floating and solid. It's a lot going on here that takes some time to digest, I believe, and that's what makes it interesting to me. So it has that kind of a tension between opposites and but I imagine now that I'm kind of an expert, if I look at this for a little bit. So, but I appreciate the technical detail, the meticulousness, the structural engineering part of it. I could never do this. I'm more comfortable with kind of the mashed potato kind of sculptural idea, but what I really like about this, the more important thing about this to me is that this person, and I don't know this person, but I'm thinking, why don't I look at my workplace like this? Why don't I look at my workplace more like, it's not just a place to go and do my work, but it's a place where I should take some time and really observe my surroundings. What does it look like? Am I going to remember where I worked in 30 years? I'm interested in that, and maybe it calls my attention to maybe being more observant in my own life. So I like that quality of this piece. There's a lot of who hate jade flowers. I know we all love them, but the kind of quality, the kind of saturation of this antique wash, it's kind of like a mood or an atmospheric painting. Once you get past the jade, it becomes just an amazing kind of painting of a mood or an appreciation of a certain kind of somber, melancholic appreciation of the environment, of that overhang that you usually have to go through to see this plant thrive, and I really appreciate that attention. The palette tree I talked about in the talk last night. This one is kind of turned me upside down. I used to think of being under the palette tree as like, how do I get under this and through it and past it into the light again? And now my daughter and I walk under palette trees every day, and we stop and we think about that a little bit deeper and say, this is actually in fact observable and perhaps deserves our attention. And I really enjoy that kind of turning over of the paradigm, where you're not looking at the tree, you're looking through the tree, up from under the tree. And maybe that's an important way to kind of switch the way you perceive things. So I appreciate this. And I really actually like this. I have no idea what it does technically, but I know it's a technological symbol, and I love that it's super low tech. So you've got a super high tech thing that has a lot of stuff.
I just think he maybe put it off electrical because it's doing some things.
So this is my normal voice. So I love the super high-tech, state-of-the-art, industrial standard, done in crayon or whatever it is. So I like that juxtaposition, and it takes me a while to think this through, but that's why I like it, the juxtaposition again. I love this piece because this guy looks pretty stately, interesting from afar. I get a lot of humor out of this, and it is in a format that you don't expect. There's no extra detail. She doesn't try to do the elbows. Because you don't need the elbows. You just see the guy's wild smile, and like I don't even know what his elbows look like. So, and the detail of his casual clothing are really enjoyable to me. So it's just kind of captured the essence of his personality, I believe, in just the few details that she's provided. And then it's photo quality. The painting is right on. I thought it was a photograph when I first looked at it from afar. So I'm really impressed with that piece. She's kind of cropped away all the unnecessary details and focused on what's going to make us happy, what's going to make us want to know this guy. Why is she painting this guy? Who is that person? Calling attention to the drawing materials that are around us in nature, and really showing us potential of what we may overlook. We might be running back to our houses to buy Winsor Newton watercolor set of 3,000 colors and not realize that we've got these things at our feet, literally, that can be transformative. And I can imagine also this time that's spent with artwork. With a piece over there with the big flowers on the tree and a piece here, I can imagine that both of them are spending time thinking about something that they are really enjoying, and they're crafting something. Maybe they're having a picnic before and after assembling this, and looking for the right angle, the gentle slope, the soft nature of the ground. I'm really enjoying that piece, and it makes me look at my own environment differently. So I like that transformation of my own thought. And maybe we'll close on Mr. Muerte. Primitive, universal, reminding us once again, doesn't have to be elaborate or technologically sound. It just needs to be a small reminder that we are here for a limited amount of time. I enjoy those reminders because sometimes I get caught up in grant deadlines and I kind of get snappy and I forget what's important. So I'd like to have this guy on a necklace.